If Israel stopped fighting, what would happen? If they laid down all their guns tomorrow, what would happen?
We are under an attack of a brutal, barbaric, inhumane terror organization. Not an entity, not a government, not a leadership, but a terror organization. Hamas murdered and slaughtered in cold blood innocent babies, children, elderly, women, and men, in their homes, in their beds. Hamas kidnapped and took captive innocent babies, children, elderly, women, and men. Hamas has targeted and fired thousands of rockets and missiles on innocent babies, children, elderly, women, and men. Civilians, citizens of the sovereign state of Israel. And we, the citizens of the state of Israel, all of us, left and right, secular and religious, Jews, Christians, Druze, Muslims, minorities, and immigrants from all over the world, stand united together in this fight.
So all the Jews would be killed. If Hamas
It's
laid
not
down,
about Judaism, though.
if
Israel's actually the ones that have taken Palestine.
some moral clarity again, if Hamas laid down all of their weapons, what would we have? Peace is what we would have.
No,
we would have peace.
Excuse my language, but that's bullshit. And
Okay, so let me ask this: why did Israel give Gaza back to the Arab Muslims?
Israelis who have been looking out for the Palestinian civilians. It's the Israelis who have been supplying water, electricity, gas. Did you know that up until 2005, there were Israeli settlements, cities and towns inside Gaza? And in 2005, the Israelis unilaterally, meaning without a peace agreement, left Gaza, disengaged. Why, do you ask? Why would Israel do this? Israel did this because they wanted to show a gesture for peace, to allow the Palestinians to govern themselves and thrive. And you know what happened in return? The Hamas government, instead of taking money that came through agreements from Qatar, from Iran, and from, yes, you, people donating to Palestinian causes in Europe and North America, they took that money and they funded weapons. They didn't fund infrastructure, schools. No. You know what? They built schools so that they could put their weapons in them. They built mosques so they could use them to shoot rockets from those mosques. So since 2005, Gaza has not been occupied by Israel. So anyone who makes that claim is lying.
When Jews go for their high holy day, Arabs come in and kill Jews. When Arabs want to have peace, the Jews will come to the table for a peace agreement. Abraham Accords, the Oslo Accords. Any time that the Arabs want to talk, the Jews will come to the table to talk in the pursuit of peace. Meanwhile, this weekend, in a slight vulnerability, what happened? Jews are celebrating the end of Yom Kippur, the reading of the Torah, and they come in and they kill 900 Jews. And answer me this: if this was an isolated incident, why were they greeted as heroes by the people of Gaza after they killed 900 women and children?
I want to make this clear once more because you seem to not be understanding. I am not defending these actions. I am simply refuting the claims that you made earlier in this argument.
Here's the thing. I think a two-state solution sounds great if you don't actually live in reality. Let me tell you what reality is. The Arabs don't want to govern their own people. They would rather hate Jews. Every day they're saying death to the Jews, kill the Jews. They do not want to govern their own people. There is no middle ground when they're screaming to the sky for Intifada. Israel has been at the table time and time again. Do you agree? Abraham Accords, trying to find peace, trying to sit down with Mahmoud Abbas.
The Israelites have hundreds of Palestinian children in detention. They have sent missiles to Palestine and killed hundreds of civilians. After this event, Netanyahu declared that he will send missiles to Palestine in an area where the Palestinian civilians are not able to leave.
Wait, hold on a second. You mean to Gaza?
Yes.
Right, where they actually gave warnings to apartment buildings. What kind of...
That Israel allows time for the civilians of Gaza to move out before they move in.
Absolutely, it's important. Absolutely. And this is why Israel gave notice. Look, this is not about revenge. This is about security and sovereignty, which every American needs to understand, right? So Israel gave the Gazan people 2 days to evacuate. This is a humanitarian thing to do. And I implore everybody who's watching this right now to read about what Hamas is doing to stop the evacuation. So Hamas declared a war on Israel, but by that they declared a war on themselves, and they declared a war on their own people. They know that they have sentenced their people to death. They want this. We've been saying this for so long. Hamas and those radical organizations, they don't think like you and I. They don't think the same way. They are looking for as many casualties as they possibly can. They're looking for the visuals. This is why they filmed themselves torturing Israelis.
What kind of Israel's so bad that they tell people to leave before they bomb them? Hamas comes on a holy day into kibbutzes and cuts women's heads off at concerts. The moral equivalence is so different. And let me just ask you, what do you think is a bigger impediment to peace, Hamas or Israel?
If you would like, I'd prefer if you could stop interrupting me.
Well, I'm the speaker, you're not. So let me just remind you, you're a college kid. You came to our event. So let me just ask you a very clear question. Bigger impediment to peace, Palestinian Authority or Israel?
Israel.
Prove it.
Israel.
Tell me one situation where Israel has not come to the table. Israel has given up land. When was the last time the Palestinian Authority willingly gave up land for peace?
Israel's
never,
the land
because they don't want peace. They want dead Jews. And we as Americans should never put up with the intentional extermination of Jews again.